What's up, ladies and gents? I'm your host, Trainer1, and welcome to my achievement guide for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Thanks to Xbox for providing the code for us. We're going to be getting all collectibles in this video. I'm going to show you how you can get specifically the Lorestangirs and the hidden faces. There are a bunch, obviously, in each chapter. We're going to go over each chapter where they are, how you can get them, so you can get the achievement and the 100%. First up is going to be chapter number 1. There's only one Lorestangir, and you can't miss it. It's during this part of the story you'll come across here, and you'll be able to pick up your first Lorestangir. Next up is chapter 2. There are a total of 4 Lorestangirs and 2 faces. First one is right at the start of the chapter. As soon as you get to this point, you're going to see this little area off to your right. Take that area, and then go ahead and head behind the little hut here on the right, and then you should find your first Lorestangir, second total, but the first in the second chapter.
Something evil has happened here. We should turn back.
The skulls were...
All right, a lot of ways up here. You're going to come to this point in the story where you're going to have to go through this building here. You're going to have a body hanging right there. If you look to your left through this window up ahead, you're going to actually see where the next Lorestangir is. It's the second one in the chapter and the third one total. You can kind of see it through the window there a little bit. Probably very easy to miss if you don't explore around. So head around here, go outside, and instead of moving on by going straight and to the right, you're going to head to the left here. Follow this area through, and then you're going to go underneath the board and then on to your next Lorestangir. Immediately after you have grabbed that, head back over here. Follow this little light pattern here. Head to the right, you'll head to the story, but here we're going to pick up our first face. These can be easily missed. You have to just understand kind of where you think they would be. Always look around, explore, and this is the first one.
Focus, Senua. Focus.
Again, there are a total of 2 in this chapter 2.
Transforming. Where will it take you?
Once you have unlocked it, you need to go back behind here into the area it unlocked and use your focus.
Life. Focus, Senua.
Next up, we got to go through a little stealth section here. It's part of the story. You need to head right in order to continue the story. But if you head left, there's kind of like a ladder here you can take, and this will get you to the next Lorestangir. This one's probably a little bit easier than most because you'll easily see this little section here to the left. Climb this rock here, and on the other side, you will find the Lorestangir.
The skulls.
Much further, after the big fight, we're going to come to this section right here, again, a part of the story. Normally, you would need to head right to continue, but if you head to the left at this bridge and intersection, you will actually find the next face, which is the second face in this chapter and the second face overall. Normally, you will see those little markings right there when something is around of your interest, so always take a look out for those, and you should be able to pick this up. Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
This land is cursed, Senua. Everyone is dying, and you know they will blame you.
Everyone does.
We do.
What are you going to do?
What can we do?
Not too far ahead from the last one, you're going to follow this pattern here, and you're going to head down this cliff area. What you're going to notice is, in order to continue the story, you're going to just keep following him. However, what we're going to do is we're going to take a left here. You can see the little thing there that represents there's something interesting to search for. You're not going to find that every single time that you're searching for these collectibles, but most of the time you will be able to find something similar to that to let you know that there is something currently in the area that you need to check out. So we're going to head all the way down here, and we're going to grab the final Lorestangir of this chapter, and then we'll head on to chapter 3. Inside chapter 3, there's going to be a total of 6 Lorestangirs and 5 faces. First one's going to be right at the beginning as you head down here. They're going to move and walk this way. What you want to do is head to the left. This is almost essentially right at the beginning of the chapter. There's a bunch of collectibles here in this little area, but we're going to go to the left first. There's going to be a face and a Lorestangir as well. Head along this path here, and then as soon as you hit to this little fork right here, take a left, and then you will see the face right here in the corner. Love the effect that these faces do once you actually get them. Now, essentially, once you get this one, you're going to immediately start heading back in the direction that you were going, except this time you are going to go to the left, and you will see the Lorestangirs just pretty much staring right in front of you. Very hard to miss, but of course you need to look left in order to see this one. Now we've essentially headed right back out to that center point where I told you originally to look left. Now we're going to go right. What you're going to find here is the second face. It's going to be in this back area, and then it'll be on the left side. After you've gone through a few sections and a few cinemas, you're going to get to this point right here. Instead of going down towards the main story area, you're going to head to the right. This is the area where all the houses are, so you'll know exactly where it is once you get to it after a long cutscene. Head to the back here, and then we're going to make our way around, and you're going to find the next Lorestanger.
The giants, they will save you.
Be careful.
No more sacrifices.
Be careful, Senua.
This stops now.
Is that Torgestor Borgavir? What is he doing? Help. He won't help us.
So we're continuing the story here. On our way down, we're going to come across this face. Very hard to miss. This one should be pretty easy. You'll need to go right in order to continue the story, but it'll be right in front of you and should be pretty easy to get. And it's just a little ways from the last one. This one, after you completed this puzzle here, you need to go through here, of course, to continue on with the story. However, if you look to your right, once you pass this little area right here, you're going to see the face on the right side. Can be easily missed if you're not really paying attention, but other than that, should be able to get it not too difficult.
He knows about us.
He can hear us as well.
He doesn't hate her.
Hate us.
Not like the others.
Accepts her.
Except us.
He wasn't surprised.
Exactly from this point, we're going to move forward and head to the right. Continue along the path. Now, in order to complete the story and continue on, you're going to need to go to the right side. However, if you look to your left, you can just see another Lorestanger off in the distance, and you need to figure out how to get up there. So what you're going to do is you're going to head over here to the left, and you're going to use this little step here. As you can see, it's chalked out in white, so some of these are very, very easy to get. There are a few tough ones, but other than that, this one should be able to get, pretty easy. On down, you're going to come to this point where you have to drop down on this rock. There are two things in this area, immediately kind of like across from each other. The first one's going to be a face, and it's going to be immediately on your right. And there's also going to be a Lorestanger on your left. But first, we're going to head over to the right side, and we're going to grab the face. So climb these steps, climb the next one, and you should see a face in front of you over here to the right, and you should be good to go. As I said immediately, we're just dropping down from the last face. We're going to head over here. There's the Lorestanger, but you need to figure out how to get there. So in order to do so, there's going to be a tiny path off here to the left. So just look to your left here. You should be able to see it. Head through it, and you can grab the next Lorestanger. Immediately after grabbing this one, there's going to be kind of like an area you're going to go through, and you're going to see that you're going to have to climb through this blackened area in order to continue on with the story. Don't do that. All you're going to want to do is make sure you look to your right, or the opposite side of where that is, and you should be able to find it. There's where you need to look to go to the story, but here we're going to turn around, and there's another one to the right, and this is going to be the second to last Lorestanger in this chapter. The final Lorestanger is going to be at the end of this puzzle. This is a huge puzzle, which will end the chapter pretty much a little bit after this. It's a little hard to miss, so right there it is, and hopefully you find it. Next, we're going to move on to the next chapter, which is chapter 4. In this chapter, there are 3 Lorestangirs and 4 faces. We're going to come across this point right at the very beginning. Once you enter into here, if you look to your left, you're going to find a face.
Just a cave.
She knows what she's doing.
It's a trick.
Trust yourself, Senua.
Not too far from the last place we just saw the face. We're going to come through here, and if you look, you can see the Lorestanger just peeking out there in that hole. All you're going to need to do is make sure you head down here, which you would have to do in order to continue the story, but head to the right instead of the left, and you'll peer back around, climb, and you should get to the first Lorestanger of Chapter 4.
Goes out. We will be lost here forever. What does it mean?
So you got these little puzzles that you need to do. You're going to come here for the story. What you're going to do is go ahead and take out the sand here. Immediately look behind you, and it'll now appear the face. This one's probably really difficult to miss, but you do need to make sure that you turn around, as normally you would have to just go straight to continue with the story, so I guess it can be missable.
There's only one.
Next up, you're going to have to drop down in this cavern. Immediately turn around, and once you do so, go back a little bit, you're going to find the next face.
Senua, you have to get out of here. You could still die.
Up further ahead, you're going to get to this little area here. You're going to notice a kind of area where you can take a look at the next Lorestanger. Follow this path, but go to the right side after you get this little thing there. If you go to the left, you'll continue on with the story, and you'll miss this one, so you have to go down here in order to be able to get it. Then you'll be able to go to the left there and continue on with the story without having to backtrack.
Will that happen to us?
All right, this is way further ahead. You've been through about 20 to 25 minutes of gameplay, depending on how long it took. Once you get through all of that, I don't want to spoil anything, of course, you're going to come down to here. Keep going past this rock and on down, and you're going to see the last face in this chapter on the left.
Under it. Her last breath floating up to the sky. She will never see again. But it is over. There is a shift, an invitation. They draw her onwards, just out of reach.
Just a little bit ahead on from the previous face, you're going to find this area here. This area particularly has the lore stone. If you go to the left, you'll have to continue with the story, but it'll be here on the right. Next up is Chapter 5. There are 4 Lorestangers and 6 faces. First one's going to be a little bit ahead from the start. Not too long, but you're going to have to come down this path right here. And if you look to your right, you will see the face. And the Lorestanger is also directly above you. So once you go in here, grab the face, you're going to essentially just turn right back around, continue on where the story is. Then you're going to come to a fork where you can either go forward or you'll need to turn around and go like kind of back to the side to the right. Make sure you go to the right, follow the path here, and then once you get through the next area, look at the waterfall straight ahead and then look to your right and you'll see the path to take you to the first Lorestanger in the final chapter. This is the final chapter of all the collectibles, not the final chapter in the entire game, just so you guys know.
We want the same thing.
Next up, you're going to have some cutscenes, and you'll kind of regroup with this lady here. What you want to do is, before you head through that little area there, via the story, look to your right, and you should find the second face. On up ahead, you're going to have to, again, continue on with the story here, climb this rock, look to your right, you'll see the Lorestanger up ahead, but you actually need to go to your right in order to get to it. You can't get there straight ahead. Come around this bend, underneath this area here, and it'll take you right to it. All right, once you've completed this big puzzle, you're alone again, just so you know. You'll come through this area right here. Go up just a little bit, and then if you look to your right, you're going to find the next face. This one can be maybe a little hard to miss depending on if you look to your left and right as you're going down, but should be pretty easy.
We will show you if you can find it. Look for us by the sea.
They are showing us the truth. She needs to know his name.
This next one is way further ahead. You're going to get to this big puzzle arena where you're going to have to get these 3 puzzles to solve. This is when you're heading towards getting the second and third one. You're going to come across here. Make sure you go down underneath and come across to the other side to grab your next Lorestangirs. Also, as soon as you're on your way back, you're essentially not going to miss this face. It's literally directly right in front of you. This is probably the one that you're going to get the easiest, in my opinion. And when you came down in this area originally, you already had the first puzzle solved, and you had to come over there to get to the second one, and that is exactly right after the second one. You'll head down those little stairs, and then you'll get to the area where we started here. Further on ahead, you're going to meet up with the village here. You're going to get to this section here. If you make a right at it, come straight across, you're going to find the second to last face here on the right. It's about 3 minutes after you've started into the village section, and it's pretty hard to miss, but you do need to make sure you look to the right.
They survive.
At this point, you're going to come to this light there on the right where you'll need to take. Go left instead and head around this bend and then make a left, and you will find your final Lorestangirs, and you have completed the achievement for collecting all of the Lorestangirs in the game. And of course, after this, we're going to find the final face. All you're going to have to do is just continue along this path right there, move to the left, and you will find the final face. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you all for tuning in. We do guides, 100%, platinums, all that kind of stuff here on the channel. So if you like that, please subscribe. Make sure you leave a comment. Let me know if I can make these videos any better. Other than that, I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Hellblade 2 is an amazing game. Go and play it. Love you all, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.
They need